All right. So this is the I.S.U.P.K. closing of the Feast of First Fruits. So go ahead. I see you learn how to build the home. I see you learn. All right. Face forward. Put your salute.
La Yasharala.
La Yasharala, which means to Israel. And you build a home again. Okay. We got you. I'll do the prayers. There you go. So now rise and face the east.
So the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew, then in English. Abba Noah, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Haya, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Sabah, Ratazaka, Haya, Aisha, Ba Rataza, Kawa, Haya, Ba Shamayam, Nathan Lanoah, Lacham, Kal, Yawam, Wasalak Lanoah, Kawabat Noah, Kasalak Noah, Kawabat Yanoah, Wala'ah, Fabaya Noah, Banasaya One, Abad, Awashaya Noah, Mayan Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha Allah, Waraf Parath, Wahatha Parath,
Waha Parath,
La'ai Walayam, Aman.
And in the English, our Father,
which
art in heaven,
hallowed
be
thy name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done. In earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Hakak, the power. Yahweh Shim Yahushai. Baba Kasha. Nathan Lanoah. Hakak. Larapa. Kal Makala. Wakal Madawa. Hakak. Lataha. Hamatazarayam. Hakak. Lahakayam. Hamatiyam. Hakak. Ero Rakawath. Hatamaala. Lagarashan. Bahashim. Yahushai. Tawada. Aman.
In the English, Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushai.
Please give us the power.
The power to heal. All manner of sickness. All manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahushai. Thank you. So be it. The blessings. Barakatah Yahweh. Wa Yahushai. Wa Mayaka'ala. Wa ala Ahayam. Matazaba Ya'ah. Alawap Yahanna. Alawapyam. Hasaranyam. Hakatazai Yanyam. Haka Yalyam. Waha Akwatyam. Yahweh Hashim. Yahushai. The water. Aman.
In the English, bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahushai.
And Michael. And the angels.
Commanding General
YAHANNA.
The generals.
The captains. The officers. The troopers. And the sisters. Yahweh. In the name of Yahushai. Thank you. So be it. Psalms 121. Ashaha Ayanya,
Ayanya,
Al Haharium,
Al-Mahayim,
Mahayan, Yabaha Azaira,
Isaiah,
Azaria, Maham,
Ma'ayim,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Aisha,
Aisha,
Shamayam,
Shamayam,
Waharatazah,
Wa'aratazah,
Aliyatan,
Alifan,
Lamawat,
Lamawat,
Regalka,
Regalka,
Aliyanawam,
Al-Yanamam,
Shamaka,
Maka,
Hana,
Hanma,
Laha,
Laha,
Yanawam,
Yanawam,
Walaha,
Wala'ah,
Yayashan,
Yayishan,
Shawama,
Shawma,
Yashala,
Yasha'ar,
Yahweh,
Yahar,
Shamaka,
Shamaka,
Yahweh,
Yahar,
Tazalka,
Tazalka,
Aliyad,
Aliyad,
Yamyanka,
Yamika,
Yawamam,
Yawamam,
Hashamash,
Hashamash,
Laha Yakaka,
Laha, what's the next word?
Laha Yakaka,
Laha, Yukaka,
Wayarak,
Wayarah,
Balayala,
Balayila,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Washamaka,
Washimaka,
Makalrai,
Makarai,
Yashama,
Yashima,
Ahtapashka,
Afnapashka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashama,
Yashima,
Tazaatka,
Taza'atka,
Wabawaka,
Wabawaka,
Ma'aita, Wa'idai Walam.
I will
Amen.
Amen. In the English, I will lift up mine eyes
I will lift up mine eyes
unto the hills.
unto the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my
My
help?
help cometh from Yahweh.
My help cometh from
Who
Yahweh,
made heaven and earth.
who made heaven and
He
earth.
will not suffer thy foot
Thy foot
to be moved.
to be moved.
He that keepeth thee,
He that keepeth thee
will not slumber.
will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel,
he that keepeth
shall
Israel
neither slumber
shall neither slumber
nor sleep.
nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right
The
hand.
sun shall not smite thee by day.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
Nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee.
Yahweh shall preserve
From
thee
all evil.
from all
He shall
evil.
preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going
Yahweh
out.
shall preserve thy going in
And thy coming in.
and thy coming in
From this time forth.
from this time forth
Even forevermore.
and even forevermore.
So be it.
So be it. Psalms 83. Al-Hayam, Al-Damaya Laka,
Al-Damayalaka.
Al-Thakarash,
Al-Fakarash.
wa Al-Thashakwa,
Al-Fashakwa.
Al-Kayahana,
Al-Kayahana.
Yabaka,
Al-Yabika.
Yahama Yawan,
Yahama Yawan.
Rahash,
Ra'ash.
Amaka,
Al-Imaka.
Yaira Yamwa,
Yaira Yamma.
Sawada,
Sawada.
Yawata, Yaitazawa,
Yaitazawa.
El Tazapau Wan Yaka,
Al-Tazapawanyika.
Amarwa,
Amara.
Lakawa,
Lakawa.
Wanaka Kayadam,
Wanakakadam.
Magaya,
Magaya.
Walaha,
Wala'ah.
Yazaka,
Yazaka.
Shamaya Shala,
Shamayasha'ah.
Iwada,
Iwada.
Kaya,
Kaya.
Nawa Aitazawa,
Lama Aitazawa.
Laba,
Laba.
Yakadwa,
Yaka'adwa.
Al Yaka,
Al-Yaka.
Baryat,
Bayaf.
Yakarawat,
Yakarawafba.
Ahalia,
Ahalia.
Adawam,
Adawam.
Wa Yashamai,
Wa Yashamai.
Alayam,
Alayam.
Mawaba,
Mawa'aba.
Waha Garyam,
Wahagayam.
Gabal,
Babal.
Wa Aimawan,
Wa'aimawan.
Wa Aimalak,
Wa'aimalak.
Palashat,
Palashak.
I Yashabya,
I.S.U.P.K.
Tazawa,
Tazawa.
Gama Shawa,
Gam Ashawa.
Nalawa,
Nalawa.
Imam,
Aman.
Hayawa,
Ayawa.
Zarawai,
Zarawai.
Labanya Lawat,
Labanya Lawat.
Salah,
Salah.
Aishalaham,
Aishalaham.
Kamadiam,
Kamadam.
Kasaya Sarah,
Kaya Sara'ah.
Kayabyan,
Kayabam.
Banakal,
Banakal.
Koyashwan,
Kayashwan.
Nashamad Madwa,
Nasha Madwa.
Bayan Dara,
Baha Yanda.
Hayawa,
Hayawa.
Daman,
Daman.
Lahad Adama,
Lahadama.
Shayal Athamwa,
Shaya Famwa.
Nadaya Mawa,
Nadaya Mawa.
Ka'irab,
Ka'arab.
was Wakaza'aba,
Wakazabah.
Wakazabak,
Wakazabah.
Wakatazal,
Wakatazal.
Manai,
Manai.
Kal Nasayak Kamwa,
Kal Nasukamwa.
Asha,
Asha.
Amarwa,
Amadwa.
Nayarasha,
Nairasha.
Lanawa,
Lanawa.
Ah, now Awas,
Na'araf.
Alahayam,
Alahaya.
Alahaya,
Alahaya.
Shayat Tamwa,
Shaya Famwa.
Kagal Gagala,
Kugal Gala.
Kakwash,
Kakwash.
Lapanyara Ka.
Lapanya Raka.
Kaash.
Kaash.
Saba Ira ya Ira.
Baba Ira ya Ira.
Ka. Wa Kala Aba.
Wakala Abba.
Salahat.
Falaah.
Harayam.
Harayam.
Khan.
Khan.
Saradapma.
Faradapma.
Wasairaka.
Basa Iraka.
Wabasa.
Wabasa.
Wapatka.
Wapafka.
Sabahalam.
Fabahalam.
Malaa.
Malaa.
Panaham.
Panaham.
Kalawan.
Kalawan.
Wayaba Kashwa.
Kashwa.
Shamka.
Shamka.
Yahawa.
Yahawa.
Yabashwa.
Yabashwa.
Wahalwa.
Wahalwa.
Ay Yai.
Ajai.
Waya.
Where
Ka Parwa.
Kapara.
Waya Abadwa.
Where Abadwa.
Waya Daiwa.
Where the Iowa.
Kaayata.
Kaifa.
Shamka.
Shamka.
Yahawa.
Yahawa.
Labadka.
Wadka.
Al Yawan.
Alewan.
Al Kal Ha'arataza.
Al-Kalha-Arataza.
Aman.
Aman. Alright, so I'm saying in the English. Hold on. Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Keep not thou silence, O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy
And be
peace.
not still, O Yahweh.
And be not still, O Yahweh.
Lo,
For lo,
thine enemies make it tumult.
thine enemies make a tumult.
And they that hate thee
And they that hate thee
have lifted up the head.
have lifted up the
They
head.
have taken crafty
They
counsel
have taken crafty counsel
against thy people.
against thy
And
people.
consulted against thy hidden
And
ones.
consulted against thy hidden
They
ones.
have said,
They have said,
come
come
and let us cut them off
and let us cut them
from
off
being a nation.
from being a
In
nation.
the name of Israel.
In the name of Israel.
Maybe no more.
May be no
In
more.
remembrance.
In remembrance.
For they have consulted together.
For they have consulted together
One consent.
with one
They
consent.
are confederate against
They are confederate against thee.
the tabernacles of Edom.
The tabernacles of Edom,
The Ishmaelites.
the
The
Ishmaelites,
Moab.
the
And
Moab,
the Agarenes.
the Hagarenes,
Gabal.
Gomorrah,
Ammon.
and Ammon,
Amalek.
and Amalek,
The Philistines.
the
The
Philistines,
inhabitants.
with the inhabitants
Tyre.
of Tyre,
Ashur.
Ashur,
Also.
also
Join with them.
is joined with them.
They have opened.
They have
The
opened
children of
the
Lot.
children of Lot,
Salah.
Salah,
Do unto them.
do unto
As
them,
unto the
as
Midianites.
unto the Midianites,
Sirah.
unto Sisera,
To Jabin.
as to Jabin,
At the brook.
at the brook
Kison.
of Kison,
Which perished.
which perished
The Endor.
at Endor.
They became as dung.
They became as
For
dung
the earth.
for the earth.
Make their nobles.
Make their nobles
Like
like
Arab.
Horeb
Like Zayeb.
and Zeyeb,
Yea.
yea,
All their princes.
and all their
As
princes,
the bar.
as Zabah
And the Zalmanah.
and Azalmunah,
Who said,
who said,
let us take to ourselves
let us take to
the
ourselves
houses of Yahweh.
the houses of Yahweh
Possession.
in possession.
Our power.
Oh, my
Make them
power,
like a wheel.
make them like a wheel,
Stubble before the
like
wind.
the summer before the
As
wind,
the fire burneth the wood.
as a fire burneth the
As
wood,
the flame sets the mountains on
as a
fire.
fire setteth the mountains on fire.
So persecute them.
So persecute
With
them
thy tempest.
with thy
And make
tempest
them afraid.
and make them afraid
With thy storm.
with thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame.
What?
Fill their faces with shame.
Fill their faces with shame,
That they may seek thy
that
name.
they may seek thy name.
O Yahweh.
Oh Yahweh,
Let them be confounded.
let them be confounded
Troubled.
and troubled
Forever.
forever.
Yea.
Yea,
Let them be put to shame.
let them be put to shame
Perish.
and perish,
That men may know.
that men may know
That thou.
that thou,
Whose name alone.
whose name alone
Is Yahweh.
is Yahweh
The Most High.
of the Most High
Over all the earth.
over all the earth.
So be it.
So be it. And the curses.
So now this is the curses in the English. Blessed you, Yahweh.
Blessed you,
King
Yahweh,
of heaven and earth.
the King of heaven and earth,
All things living.
all things living.
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
In the name of Yahweh.
in the name of Yahweh,
Listen to us now.
listen to us now.
Right now.
Right now.
Send evils.
Send evils
And
curses
Punishment.
and punishment
Destruction.
and
To
destruction
the heathen.
to the heathen.
Speak against us.
Speak against us.
Thy prophets.
Thy prophets,
Teachers.
the teachers,
Princes.
the princes,
Priests.
the priests,
The Israelite
the
brothers.
Israelite
And the
brothers,
school.
and the school,
Send evils.
and evils,
Curses.
and curses,
Punishment.
and punishment,
Destruction.
and destruction,
The heathen.
and the heathen,
Shake loose.
shake loose
The treasure.
the treasure,
Of the rich of
and
Israel.
the rich of Israel
That refuse.
that
Give
refuse
to the school.
to give to the
Force
school,
their riches.
force their
To
riches,
enter into thy
to
sanctuary.
enter into thy sanctuary,
Send evils.
send evils,
Curses.
and curses,
Punishment.
and punishment,
Destruction.
and destruction,
To the Edomites.
to the Edomites,
And the nation.
and the nation,
And the drug
and the drug
dealers.
dealers,
Court system.
and the support system,
Prison system.
and the prison system,
Parenthood. All the
parenthood
governments of our enemies.
of our enemies,
Amalek synagogues and armies.
Amalek synagogues and
Roman
armies,
Catholic Church.
Roman Catholic Church, Pope,
Islam.
Christianity,
Egyptology.
Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan,
Aryan Nation.
Aryan Nation, skinheads, Posse Comitatus, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies,
Works of witchcraft.
works of witchcraft,
Space program.
NASA space program, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street. Open up the internet and the airwaves, cable access channels, the radio channels, convict the spirit for any of thy people that seek to stop us, bring the swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way or try to stop us, broadcasting your word throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plagues shake the house and the thief and the murderer, Yahushua, Michael, Gabriel, come down with the flying saucers and punish all the heathen that come up against it. I speak thy word, cause it to be known by all. That is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you always. So be it.
All right, let me see. So like I said, push that camera down. So as you know, it's our customs to read 7 verses out of the Hebrew and 7 verses out of the English. So we're going to start off reading. Hold on, give me 1 second. We're going to start off reading 7 verses out of the Hebrew, and then I'm going to have the brother read 7 verses in the English. So we're in Leviticus chapter 23 and 1 in the Hebrew. Wayadabah, Yahweh, Allah, Mashal, Amah, the Bar, Allah, Banya, Yasha'ala, Wa'amaraf, Alaham, Mawa'idiyah, Yahweh, Ashar, Fakara'awa, Afam, Makara'aya, Quadash, Alaha, Ham, Mawa'idiyah, Shishaf, Yum Yum, Fa'aisha, Mala'akar, Wabayaram, Hashabaf, Ya'aya, Shabaf, Shabafwan, Makara'ah, Qudash, Kal, Mala'akar, La'ah, Fa'aishawa, Shabaf, Hawa'ah, La Yahweh, Bakal, Mawashabaf, Yukam, Alaha, Mawa'idiyah, Yahweh, Makara'aya, Qudash, Ashar, Fakara'awa, Afam, Bama Wa'idam, Bakadash, Harashawan, Ba'a Rabaif, Aisha, Lakadash, Bayan, Ha'ira Bayakam, Pasak, La Yahweh, Wa'bat Shah, Aisha, Yawam, Lakadash, Hawaha, Hagar, Hamatazara, Ra'ah, La Yahweh, Shabaif, Yum Yum, Matazara, Ra'ah, Ma'akalwa, Bayakam, Harshawan, Makara'ah, Qudash, Yahweh, Lakam, Kal, Mala'akaf, Ibadah, La'ah, Fa'aishawa, Wahakurabfam, Ashar, La Yahweh, Shabaif, Yum Yum. So lucky that was verse. What verse was that? That was verse. No, that was all right. I read 7 verses. So I'm gonna have that was 7 verses in the Hebrew. I'm gonna have the brother read 7 verses in the English.
Card 1 con. The book of Leviticus, chapter 23 and verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them concerning the feast of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be a holy convocation.
So now the feast of the Lord is holy convocations. This is one right now. This is why we're here. Usually on a Monday class, we have the history class, but the feast day of the Lord landed Monday the 29th. So this is why we're doing this. Right. To bring in the closing of the Feast of First Fruits.
That's right.
So this is why Christians don't do this. Why? Because they don't serve the Lord. Right. They don't do what the Lord tells them to do. Now the fruit. Now everyone talks about God, God this, God that. The thing is, how do you show that God exists? By obeying what He says, man. Christians think, or people think, being an atheist is just someone who don't believe a God exists. Your actions show me if you believe a God exists or not, man. if you're eating pork, then you're basically saying that there's a God out there who told you not to eat pork don't exist, man. We prove every day that God exists by our lifestyle. That's how you show other people God exists, by your lifestyle. Because people see you and then they'll be like, damn, so why do you dress like that? And then you'll say to them, because it's in our laws. Why are you dressed like this and why are you keeping the feast days? Because our God said these is feasts we should keep. So you show the Lord exists by your actions, because people ask you questions based on what they see. Now, if you ain't doing nothing the Lord says, no one's going to ask you questions about how it works. So we show the Lord exists every day by our actions, man. Go ahead.
Gone. Even these are my feasts.
And now the Lord's saying, telling you what his feasts are. Go ahead.
Gone. 6 days shall work be done.
6 days shall work be done. Go ahead.
But the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest.
So now people don't understand the context of the Sabbath. People think the Sabbath is a day where you have to sit in the dark and you can't do nothing.
Right.
Now what the Bible says is 6 days. So just think, when you go to work, you work for 5 days and then they give you a thing which is called rest days. Now on them rest days from work, does that mean you have to sit in the dark? On them rest days, you're allowed to do what you want to do on them rest days.
So like
and that's what the Sabbath's about. Go ahead.
So like you said, for me,
go ahead.
This is what I used to do before I came to UPK.
You used to sit in the dark.
I used to sit in the dark. I used to wake up Saturday morning. I wouldn't use the washing machine. I wouldn't turn on the cooker. I wouldn't boil a kettle. I wouldn't do anything at all. I'd wash my face, brush my teeth, get on the bed in the dark, wouldn't put the TV on, wouldn't go gym and suffer all the day long. When the Sabbath is meant to be a celebration for us,
right?
A day of easing up from work,
right? It's supposed to be exactly that. Imagine you're at work all week. This is the one day where you go, where you get to see your woman, where you get to put a movie on, where you get to eat some ice cream and some desserts.
That's right.
This is your one day off from work. Now, the way how these Christians make the Sabbath seem, you rather work 7 days a week, man. If they're saying all you can have to do is sit in the dark. The Sabbath is your day off from work. What you like to do is, like, even with your work schedule now, just think real life. With your work schedule now, you do whatever your job is for 5 days, and then on your rest days, what do? You go drink and enjoy your life. That's how the Lord intended for us to be, man. When the Lord gave us the Sabbath day, the Lord was being kind to us, man.
That's right.
Saying, okay, you're working all these days. Now it's your day off from work. Even when you look at the creation story, they worked and created the earth, and then that was their rest day off, meaning they didn't do no more creation, man.
Right.
Now your rest day off is for you to enjoy your day off. It's for you to put your feet up, put on a movie. Of course, you can watch TV, man. The whole point is work. Now there's a brother in the scriptures who was collecting sticks on the Sabbath and he got stoned. Why? Because that was his job. He was collecting sticks because collecting sticks was work. Now, if I'm a man that don't collect sticks for a living and I'm a day off, I want to collect sticks, I'm allowed to because it's not work. Now, if you're a mechanic 6 days a week, you can't be working on cars on the Sabbath.
That's right.
Now, I'm not a mechanic at all. Now, on my one day off, I can decide to put oil in my car and I can work on my car because it's not my job.
That's right.
So now it's a rest day. It's a day off from whatever you do as an occupation, whatever your slavery is. So always think real life, work, and a day off from work. That's all the Sabbath is a day off from work. It's not a day to sit in the dark and a day where you can't do nothing. This is the day where you play Call of Duty, man. You just put your feet up and play Call of Duty.
Right.
While the Jewish man thinks he thinks a rest day is doing nothing. It's a rest day off from your job, man. And what do you do on your rest day? You play FIFA, Call of Duty, and you do what you want to do, man. You meant to you look forward to that rest day off. This is what people say. When it gets to Wednesday, what do they say? Oh, it's hump day. That means the day in the middle of the week. Then they say, 2 more days to go. And then what are they looking forward to? Their weekend. We're supposed to look forward to our Sabbath.
Right.
Don't let nobody tell you that you must sit in the dark. So like you read on.
God. But the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest.
There you go. Go ahead.
Meaning holy convocation.
Meaning a rest from your slavery, a holy convocation where you come together. Go ahead.
God. And holy convocation. Ye shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwellings.
You shall do no work therein. Now, if it meant what Christians say it means, work is subjective, because what might be work to one man might not be work to a next man.
That's right.
Like you said, you never used to put the washing machine on. The washing machine, all you do is press a button. The washing machine is pressing the button. The cooker is pressing the button. Flushing. Did you flush the toilet or not?
I flushed the toilet.
So what's the difference between pressing the washing machine and flushing the toilet? It's both buttons.
Yeah. Can't.
So That's what I'm saying. So you think pressing the washing machine is work? There might be a next man that thinks pressing the toilet is work.
You're forgetting one thing, sir.
Go ahead.
I wasn't in the I.S.U.P.K. then.
There you go. Give my hand now. You're in the right place. Give my hand now. You're in the right place. Now you wash those dirty clothes, man. Instead of leaving the laundry basket for an extra day, you press the button on that washing machine, man. So lucky. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'd still come back and watch them on a Sunday, though. I'd still come back and watch them on a Sunday, though.
When you could have got them washed on the Saturday, so lucky. Now, if you went to the laundrette, Monday to Friday, then you couldn't wash clothes on the Saturday.
But if I may add to what you're saying, sir, if you're not in the UPK, if you're in one of these fake groups, the chances are you're doing what I was doing before I came to the UPK and understood this doctrine and understood the breakdown of the Holy Sabbath, the true breakdown, the One West breakdown, because most of us believe that a rest day means exactly that. It's self-explanatory, that you rest and you do nothing else. You don't enjoy yourself. You don't break sweat. You don't break anything. You just get in your yard. You get on your bed, and you do exactly what you believe is rest, and that's absolutely nothing, nada. And that is outside of the UPK. That is what most Israelites believe the Holy Sabbath is and what it's about.
And then they've been eating cold sandwiches, not using the microwave.
That's right. Giving cold noodles, even.
There you go. Giving the babies belly aches. Giving your baby a cold
rice and peas.
Exactly. I hear some of them say, "Oh, I need to prepare everything for the Sabbath, my sandwiches," and they're eating cold sandwiches, and they don't put the heating on. I'm sure the Jewish man calls someone around to put the light on.
Yeah, he calls over a black person to basically turn on the light switch. Even in some big companies, they'll hire someone to press the button on the elevator because the Jewish man won't do it himself. Damn.
And they believe that's work.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you don't have the spirit of the Lord and you don't understand how black people talk, man. This is why you got to be in here to understand how black people talk. All rest is a rest day. That's all rest is, a rest day. So like, go ahead.
God and holy convocation. Ye shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwellings.
In all your dwellings, we keep the Sabbath everywhere we are. Go ahead.
God. These are the feasts of the Lord, even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in their seasons.
Go ahead.
In the 14th day of the first month at even is the Lord's Passover.
We celebrated it in April. That's when we came out of Egypt. Go ahead.
God. And on the 15th day of the same month is the Feast of Unleavened Bread.
Meaning where you can't eat no products with no yeast or raisin agents in. So what they done, they had their kneading shows, but they didn't get to make their bread properly because why? They had to leave Egypt in a hurry.
Right.
So when we do that, that's what we celebrate in the Feast of Unleavened Bread. We also do that. We done that the day after Passover. Go ahead.
God. Unto the Lord. 7 days ye must eat unleavened bread.
And you have to eat unleavened bread 7 days. You eat it until you start to get sick of it, man. You eat unleavened bread until after what is it? Day 5, you start to get sick of it. After day 5, you start to get sick of it. But we keep the laws of the Lord, so we eat the unleavened bread. But to be fair, this year, once you understand what you can and can't have, it becomes easier. So there's a lot of stuff you can have if you just know how to make it. Like boiled dumplings is unleavened bread and things like that. So go ahead.
God. In the first day, ye shall have an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein.
Yeah, what was that? Some verses.
All
right, so now I'm going to read 7 more verses in the Hebrew. So we're going to go to Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 8 in the Hebrew. Hold on, let me find verse 8 in here. Wahakara bafam ashar la Yahweh shabaif yam bayawam hashabayaya makara'a kodash kala mala'aka ibada la'a for Aishawa wayadaba Yahweh Allah masha la'ama daba Allah masha banya Yasha'ala wa'ama'ar raf alaham kaya faba'awa al ha'aratiza ashar anya nafan lakum wakatazarafam afar Quatazar Riyah Wahab Bafam Afar Aimar Ra'asha Yaf Quatazar Yurakom Al Hakahan Wahanayap Ra'asha Yaf Quatazar Yakom Al Hakahan Waharayap Afar Ha'aimar Lapanya Yahweh La Ratazar Yakom Mama Karaf Hashabaf Yana Yapanawa Lana Napanya Hakahan. So, lucky, what verse was I meant to read down to you?
14, so 7 and 7 is 14.
All right, so lucky, let me read 2 more. What Aisha you come by a one, Hana you come afar, Ha'aima, Baba Shah, from a yam, Bawa, Shana Fawa, La Ilaha, La Yahweh, Woman na Fawa, Shabai, Aisharanakum, Salat, Balawala, Bashaman, Afar, La Yahweh, Rayak. Verse 14 in the Hebrew. Walakala, Nadab, but Yafam, Ashara, Ashar, Yakoraya, Mawa, La Yahweh. All right, there you go.
7 verses in English. Verse 8. But ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord 7 days. In the 7th day is an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein.
Yeah, go ahead.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, When ye be come into the land which I gave unto you, and shall reap the harvest thereof, then ye shall bring a sheaf of the first fruits of your harvest unto the priest.
And now you bring the best of it. Read that part one more time.
Today. Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, When ye be come into the land which I gave unto you, and shall reap the harvest thereof, then ye shall bring a sheaf of the first fruits.
And you'll bring your first fruits. Why? Because this is your first set of fruit, and the Lord wants it. So now if you bring your first set of fruit to the Lord, guess what will happen? The Lord will give you more, man.
That's right.
That's all it is. The Lord will give you more.
Right.
Now, this is your first set of fruit, meaning you might not have no fruit after this, but you have to give this to the Lord, your first set of fruit. And this is why the Lord wants you first of everything, your firstborn, your first fruit, to see if you're down with him, man. And the Lord will say, all right, then this man gave this to me. Let me give him more. It's like a parent with a child. Now, you know, you give your children everything. And sometimes I do it with my kids. I buy them stuff, sweets and stuff. And then I have to get the first sweets, man. Say, give me some of the sweets. Give me some of the biscuits. And then guess what will happen if they give it to me? Then they'll get more. They don't know this. If they don't give it to me, guess what will happen? Next time I just walk past the shop and they're not getting nothing. Because really, it's the same like how the Lord works with us. The Lord gives us everything and he wants to see if we're going to give back to him.
That's right.
So once you understand it that way, you will always give the Lord your first fruits if you know it comes from him. Now, if you don't want to give him anything, then guess what's going to happen? These first fruits, you'll get to keep them, but you ain't going to get no second fruits, no third fruits, no fourth fruits. Guess what's going to happen? After these first fruits, you ain't getting nothing else, man. You're going to be crying, oh, why am I poor? Why am I this? Why does everything I touch not go to plan? And it's because you didn't give your first fruits, man. That's all it is. Just give your first. Back then, you'd give your first fruits. Go ahead. Nowadays, what you do is you give the Lord your obedience, man. You put the Lord first. That's what you do now. You put the Lord first, man.
Right.
Like you can't say things like, oh, well, I got this business idea, so the truth has to wait. It doesn't work like that, man. You can't say, you know what? I need to do this first, so the truth has to wait. Nah, man. Because once you do that, guess what will happen? That business idea will never work, man. what will happen is you put all your money into that business idea and it won't work.
Right.
That's like, go ahead, sir.
I was about to say the same thing. Like so many people put things before the Lord, and it doesn't work out anyway.
Right.
You know what I mean, don't want to come to class for a woman you found, and the woman's gonna leave you anyway.
Right.
And then you know what's funny? They come back to class all sad, and you know why? Like, is it good, brother? Yeah, man. Yeah, like you know, like you know what I mean. Like, what brings you back here? I just want to learn. You know, like yeah, right. You know what I mean? You're back because the Lord chastised you,
right?
And that's why you're back.
That's right.
And that's how it usually goes, man. Now, if you put the Lord first, guess what will happen? If that woman does leave you, at least the Lord's still with you, man. You put something before the Lord. Let's say you put a woman before the Lord and you go celebrate Christmas and birthdays. Guess what happens, man? Once she leaves you, the Lord ain't going to be with you, man. Whereas if she leaves you and the Lord's with you, it's okay, man. The Lord will give you another woman. So you don't want to be a two-time loser, man. What you rather do is put the Lord first. And if that woman leaves, then it wasn't meant to be, man. And if you don't put the Lord first, the Lord will make that woman leave just to show you don't put nothing before me, man. Just to let you know, man. So don't ever put nothing before the Lord. Now, of course, you're gonna see women and want to spend time with them. You just say to her, listen, man, I have to go do this thing right quick, but then I'll come spend time with you later on. Listen, man, you can see that woman tomorrow. Ezekiel, you think Ezekiel didn't want to spend time with his wife, man? The Lord had to remove her out the way, man.
Right.
He removed her out the way, man. Ezekiel can't see that woman no more. The Lord told him, don't cry, there's work to do, man. Listen, man, don't put nothing before the Lord. You handle the work of the Lord first, and after that, you can go eat ice cream with this woman. Surely you can, listen, class is only 2 hours, man. You can see her before that or after class, or, who knows, request to have it up, man. But obviously, don't be trying to do stuff thinking, I'm not going to do that because I want to do this. If you've got obligations, you stick to your obligations, man. So, okay, go ahead. I'll go ahead.
Nah, it's heavy that you said that because, you know, for anyone that doesn't miss a class or camp's 5 hours. You're telling me that, like, them 5 hours are going to mess up your life? Nah, man. It's an excuse that people put in their mind that, listen, like, I've got to do that. And you're only cheating yourself. And as you said, the Lord ain't going to be with you.
Right.
That's it. Go ahead.
And he shall wave the sheaf before the Lord to be accepted for you.
And he shall wave the sheaf before the Lord. Go ahead.
On the morrow, after the Sabbath, the priest shall wave it.
Go ahead.
And ye shall offer that day when ye wave the sheaf, and he lamb without blemish of the first year.
You offer a lamb of the first year without blemish. Go ahead.
For a burnt offering unto the Lord.
Go ahead.
And the meat offering thereof shall be 2 10 deals of fine flour.
And you'd offer meat offerings, man. This is your fried chicken and stuff. You mingle it with flour, meaning you have your seasonings mingled and flour. You put your meat in there. Go ahead.
2 10 deals of fine flour mingled with oil.
Mingled with oil. How do you cook fried chicken with oil, man? Fried chicken's in the Bible, man. Because this is a black man's book. Go ahead.
An offering made by fire unto the Lord for a sweet savor.
Go ahead.
And the drink offering thereof shall be of wine, the 4th part of an hin.
And a hin is something that you measure liquids with. Go ahead. And don't think these offerings you're offering like the lambs and stuff. Don't think that the Lord eats the lamb and the Lord drinks the wine. What it is, you give these things to the Lord and the priest drink it and eat it. So this is the priest's portion. You can find that this, I believe, is 1 Corinthians 9 and 10. Is it 1 Corinthians chapter 9, where Paul mentions about how the priests work for their reward. And then what happens is you would offer all these things, and it says the priests take part in the offerings, meaning the priests eat the offerings. So that lamb that you're offering up, obviously they're burning up that lamb and they're eating it. So the priest would eat that lamb.
Right.
So you would take care of the priest. Now, if you didn't give these things, what you're doing is you're being unbrotherly, man. These priests didn't have no portion, so they would rely on your offerings for them to eat, man. They would rely on your drinks, your offerings, all of those things. It was your job to take care of the priests in your neighborhood, and that's what that was about. So don't think you're offering the lamb and it just the Lord eats in heaven. It don't work like that. The priests who work for the Lord, they eat the lamb, they drink the wine.
Right.
Go ahead.
And ye shall eat neither bread nor parched corn.
Parched corn is roasted corn. Back then you wouldn't eat no bread, no parched corn until you offered up these fruits that you was meant to offer. Go ahead.
No green ears.
Go ahead.
Until the self-same day that ye have brought an offering unto your God.
Go ahead.
It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations.
This is a statute forever. Go ahead.
In all your dwellings.
In all your dwellings. There's some verses.
All
right, so now verse 15 in the Hebrew. What Sat Rafam, Lakam, Mama Karaf, Hashabaf, Mayawam, Habaya Akam, Afar, Aimar, Hafa no Wagar, Shabai, Shabafwan, Famar Ma, Faha Yana, Aida, Mama Karaf, Hashabaf, Ya'ai, Kasaporawa, Kamashayam, Yawam, Wahakwa Rabaf, Manakar, Kadisha, La Yahawa, Mama was Shab Fayikom, Fabia Awa, Lakam, Fana Wapa, Shafayam, Shanawa, Shanya, Salakia, Aisha Ran, now you come, Salah, Salafa, Fahaya Yana, Kamataza, Fa'apayana, Bakawarayam, Laya Hawa, Wahak, Rabat Bafam, Alaha, Halakam, Shaba'if, Kabashayam, Famayakam, Banya, Shana, Wapa, Bawa, Bakwa, Afad, Wa'ayilam, Shanayam, Yahawa, Ayla, La Yahawa, Wamana Fakam, Wanasaf Param, Hum, Asha, Rayak, Nayakaka, La Yahawa, what Aisha Yum, Sha'aya, Ainawam, Akad, Lakataha, Washanya, Kabashiyam, Banya, Shana, Lawabak, Shalamayam, Wahana Wat, Hakadat, Afam, Ayla, Lakam, Haba Barayakam, Fanara Paha, Lapawana, and that's all the verses.
Khan, 7 in the English. Verse 15. And ye shall count unto you from the morrow, after the Sabbath, from the day that ye brought the sheaf of the wave offering. 7 Sabbaths shall be complete.
So now 7 Sabbaths shall be complete. Go ahead.
Khan. Even unto the morrow after the 7th Sabbath shall ye number 50 days. And shall...
you number 50 days. So that's what we done. We numbered 50 days. After the 50 days, this is what you get to. In the New Testament, they call it Pentecost because Penta means 50. Go ahead.
Right. Khan. And ye shall offer a new meat offering unto the Lord.
Then you would offer another offering. Go ahead. Nowadays, we don't do these offerings. Why? Because obviously Christ done away with that. So what we do now is we show our obedience. What we do is we serve the Lord. You sacrifice every day by serving the Lord and doing what the Lord wants you to do. Go ahead.
Khan. Ye shall bring out of your habitations 2 wave loaves of 2 tenth deals. They shall be of fine flour. They shall be baken with leaven They are the first fruits unto the Lord.
And now these are the first fruits to the Lord. We went over that part already. Go ahead.
And ye shall offer with the bread 7 lambs without blemish.
And you'd offer 7 lambs without blemish, meaning these lambs couldn't have broken legs or whatever. These lambs would have to be the best lambs, 7 lambs. And most people wouldn't want to give their lambs. Why? Because these lambs would probably make them the most money. The Lord said they want 7 lambs without blemish. Now, I suggest you give those lambs to the Lord. You know why? Because you might not live to get another lamb, man.
Right.
The Lord might say, all right, you didn't want to give me 7 lambs. This is your last day on earth. This is your last week on earth. You don't know. I suggest you just give the 7 lambs. Okay, go ahead.
7 lambs without blemish of the first year, and 1 young bullock.
And you give 1 young bullock. A bullock is what? Basically, a cow is the female version of a bullock. So obviously, you can't really call it a male cow because it's a bullock, if you get what I mean. Everyone makes that mistake and calls it a cow a male cow. When a cow is a female, the bullock is the male. So okay, go ahead.
And 2 rams.
All I know is they both produce beef. So okay, that's it. That's all I know. They both produce beef, and that's it. Go ahead.
They shall be for a burnt offering unto the Lord.
Those will be for a burnt offering. Some people might be like, why am I giving my lambs and my bullock to be a burnt offering when I could make money off them? The Lord could take them and do whatever he wants with them, man. You don't need to know what the Lord's doing with them. The Lord's telling you these is for a burnt offering. You're thinking he's burning them when I could make money. What the Lord does with them is not your business. Right. You're just told, give 7 lambs and a bullock. You just give 7 lambs and a bullock. Don't ask too much questions. Just give the lambs and a bullock. Because you keep asking questions. The Lord came down on the mountain because we was asking all these questions and wanted to speak to him. Came down on the mountain. Nobody wanted to speak to him face to face. So okay, go ahead.
With their meat offering and their drink offerings.
You would offer all these offerings. Go ahead.
Even an offering made by fire of sweet savor unto the Lord.
Go ahead.
Then ye shall sacrifice 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, and 2 lambs of the first year for a sacrifice of peace offerings.
Then you would offer these as sin offerings. So the priest would take 1 of the goats to release one, and one would die for a sin offering. But obviously, when you get to the New Testament, it says that the priests were sinners too, so they couldn't even carry out these practices.
That's right.
Go ahead.
And the priest shall wave them with the bread of the first fruits for a wave offering before the Lord.
So now the priests, they had to go into the temple and do these things. They had to go into the temple and do these things. Obviously, we don't have a temple no more because obviously it was destroyed. The temple's been destroyed 2 times. So now, what does the Lord say? The Lord says that you're the temple now. Whereas back then, what people would do is they would be holy when they went to the temple. So they would go to the temple and they wouldn't do nothing wrong because obviously they know that this is a holy place and it's the temple. Now the Lord's saying that your body is the temple, which means you should be holy all the time, man. Not just when you go to a building. So the same way people wouldn't go in the temple and smoke cigarettes because they're in the temple, you shouldn't smoke cigarettes now because your body's the temple. So that's the whole point of that. Go ahead.
And the priest shall wave them with the bread of the first fruits of a wave offering before the Lord with the 2 lambs. They shall be holy to the Lord for the priest.
Go ahead.
And ye shall proclaim on them, and ye shall proclaim on the self-same day, that it may be an holy convocation unto you.
A holy convocation is when you come together, a separate gathering, and when you come together, that's what this is right now, holy convocation.
That's right. And ye shall do no servile work therein.
There you go. All these feast days, a Sabbath, so you meant to do no work on one of them. Go ahead.
It shall be a statute forever in all your dwellings.
And we do this in all our dwellings. Go ahead.
Throughout your generations.
Go ahead.
That's 21.
That's 21. All right.
The 8 in Hebrew. 7.
Let me go to verse 22. All right. Leviticus 23 and 23 in the Hebrew. What?
No, 22, sir.
What verse?
Verse 22, sir.
Verse 22. Yeah, all right. Verse 22 in the Hebrew. What Quatazarakom afar Quatazaya Aratazakom La'a for Kalha Pa'af Shadat Bakwatazara Walakwat Kwatazar La'a Falakwat La Ainawa Walaga for Idab Afam Anya Yahweh Al-Ha Yakum why the Yadaba Yahweh Allah Masha La Amah the bar. I remember say Allah, all that means is power, because some people think we are about the Arabic God. All it means is power. Just put that out there. Allah Banya Yasha Allah La Amah Bakadash Hashab Ya Aya Ba'akad Lakadash Yahya Lakam Shabbathwan Wakar Wakaranat Nawa no Wakara one. Yeah, Wakara one. Let's go to the next page. Harawa Iha Makara Kodash Kala Malaka Ibada La'a for Aishawa Wahako Korabfam Asha La Yahweh Wayadaba Yahweh Allah Masha La Ama up you but Aishawa La Kadash Hashaba Ya Aya Habaha Yawam Haba Parayam. So like what verse am I reading down to you? Haba
The 30s,
so I can say that again.
22 to 29. So.
Oh yeah, this one. Makara Kodash Yahweh Lakam what Aina Yafam Afar Napashafar Yakam Waha Korabfam Asha La Yahweh Wakal Malaka La'a for Aishawa but Itazam Hawawam Hayawam Hazaha Kaya Yawam Baparayam Hawa'a like a pa.
So 28, sir.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah,
No,
that's it.
come on,
That's
come
it.
on.
The end of
28.
28.
So like you go ahead.
End of 28. We don't start 29.
All right, go ahead. Where are you in the English now?
7 verses in the English.
Go ahead.
And when you reap the harvest of your land, thou shalt not make clean riddance.
So now, when you reap the
corners.
harvest of your land, you ain't supposed to clean it completely. Like, you ain't supposed to clean it out and take every last drop. Why? Because the Lord wants you to take care of the poor. This is brotherhood in the Bible.
That's right.
Whereas with McDonald's, they throw the food away at the end of the night. The Lord don't want you to do that. The Lord wants you to leave some stuff for the other brothers. So the Lord doesn't want you to reap the harvest completely and you leave nothing for the poor. You're meant to take care of the poor.
That's right.
That's brotherhood right there in the Bible. So Lucky, go ahead.
Khan. Neither shalt thou gather any gleaning of the harvest.
The gleaning is the ones which falls on the floor. So the ones which fall on the floor, that's the gleanings. Now, whatever falls on the floor, you're supposed to leave it so a poor brother can know that he's got a meal to eat at night. Whereas that way, brothers wouldn't need to go out and steal. Why? Because they know, you know what? Because there's brotherhood in my community, there's things they've left in the field for me. So, Lucky, go ahead.
Khan. Thou shalt leave them. Salakia, thou shalt leave them unto the poor.
So you'd leave some for the poor. And that's brotherhood right there. That way, no one would die of starvation. That way, if we was following this law, that brother that died in his house and just kept food in the fridge, that wouldn't happen, man. Because he would know, you know what, I'm poor and I'm broke, but because I got brothers that take care of this nation, they leave the gleanings.
That's right.
Obviously, because no one takes care of nobody no more. Some of us have to die of starvation, man, because we don't know how to be a nation that takes care of each other. But in this building, we have food drives and we take care of each other, man. Nobody in this school goes hungry. Why? Because we have food drives where you can phone us and you can get something to eat, man. We'll say, okay, we got this. We'll make sure you eat. No one has to go to bed hungry in here, unless we all go to bed hungry, man. We ain't gonna eat food and make you starve. Obviously, we don't roll like that. So, Lucky, go ahead.
Can't. And to the stranger, I am the Lord your God.
And the stranger is obviously he's talking about an Israelite from another tribe which is dwelling in your land. So now back then we all had Benjamin had their land, Judah had his land. A man from another land would have been a stranger. This ain't talking about Edomite. Go ahead.
Can't. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, In the 7th month, in the 1st day of the month, shall ye have a Sabbath, a memorial of blowing of trumpets.
And then you would have a Sabbath or a memorial of blowing of trumpets. Go ahead.
And holy convocation.
A holy convocation, man. And then we'll gather together then. Go ahead.
Can't. Ye shall do no servile work therein.
It mentions no servile work again. Go ahead.
Can't. But ye shall offer an offering made by fire.
We'll offer an offering made by fire. Go ahead.
Can't. Unto the Lord.
Go ahead.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Also on the earth, on the 10th day, Salakia, of this 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement.
There shall be a day of atonement. And the day of atonement is where there's no food, no drink. That's what the day of atonement is. On the day of atonement was a day where you would do what? All you would do is go back, do whatever you need to do, but no eating and no drinking. That's what the day of atonement is. The day of atonement is no food and no drink. It's nothing else more than that. You trying to add extra, that's not in there. Go ahead.
Right. Can't. It shall be an holy convocation unto you, and ye shall afflict your souls, and offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord.
Go ahead.
Can't.
Go ahead.
And ye shall do no work in that same day.
Go ahead.
For it is a day of atonement, to make an atonement for you before the Lord your God.
That was a day of atonement. No food, no drink. Go ahead.
Can't. For whatsoever soul it be that shall not be afflicted in that same day, he shall be cut off from among
on that
his
day,
people.
you'd be cut off from among your people, man. If you broke the laws back then, you'd be cut off. And then what would you do? Wander around in the wilderness, and then you would become a Gentile, man. And that's why when you read the New Testament and you see Paul going to the Gentiles, that's who Paul was going to, man. The ones that were cut off for breaking the Day of Atonement, the ones who were cut off for breaking God's laws. That's the Gentiles in the New Testament. Ain't talking about some white men and Chinese men. It's talking about people here that was cut off. If you was cut off, you and your kids was gone, and you'd be wandering around in the wilderness. And over time, you'd be amongst other nations, and we didn't consider you one of us. You was considered a Gentile.
Right.
And that's why when Peter had that dream, Peter's dream was about the cut off Israelites. He can't deal with them, man. He's saying, nah, don't call no man common or unclean, meaning what? Now everyone has a second chance to come back. Ain't talking about no white men, though. He's talking about the ones that was cut off, who became Gentiles. The ones after the book of Maccabees during the Greeks, the ones that became Greeks. That's why they called Greeks in the New Testament. It's not about those people, man. Because why we was ruled by the Greeks and they started speaking Greek languages and Greek customs.
Yep,
that's why it called them Greeks. It weren't talking about no other nations. That's why when it says no Jew, no Greek, people always pull that precept. You ask them then, so what about the Chinese men? What about the Arabs? Or there it only mentioned Jews and Greek. Why does it only mention Jews and Greek? Why? Because you had people in the land that were Jews and the Greeks were Israelites that were scattered abroad and cut off, man, outside of the land. That's why it's mentioning those people, because that's in the captivity that we was in at the time. So, Lucky, go ahead. And those people are the ones who was able to come back from that captivity and come back into the fold, man. That's who Christ came to save. Go ahead.
Got to jump up back a verse.
We got to go back a verse. Go ahead.
29. No, 7 in the Hebrew.
You want to read some Hebrew? Go ahead. At least you get a break from all this Hebrew. So Lucky. Give me a break. You can't go for that. So at least you get a break from all this Hebrew.
You can squeeze through it. State your registration.
Shamgar, Ban Yamyan, Ban Yasha'Allah.
Shamgar, Ban Yamyan, Ban Yasha'Allah.
Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabrakathum.
Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabrakathum. No. We got a few more verses to read. What
28.
verse 28. All right. Which one? This one.
Salakia 29.
Push the TV back over. So 29 down to what's that?
36.
I think it's because it's backwards. It might be on that side. Yeah. So when you flip the page, you flip it backwards. Pass that one, Ariel. Let me see that one. You using that one? Yeah, go ahead.
I got it. You can
So
see.
yeah, Kal, Ha, Napash. Wa, Nakar, Rathar. Ma'aya. Wa Kal, Ha, Napash. Ashar. Aisha. Kal. Mala'aka. Ba. Aitazam. Ha, Yawam. Hazar. Wa ha'ab badar. Badathya salakia. Wa ha'a badathya. Uth. Hanapash. Haha wa'a. Makwa ra'ab. Makwa rab. Aymar. Kal. Mala'aka. La'a. Fa'aishawa. Kakwath. I walam. La the Rath Yakam. Bakal. Marsha Bath Yakam. Shabbath. Shabbath one. Hawa'a. Lakam. Wa I Nayatham. Wa I Yanatham. Wa I Nayatham. Salakia. Af. Napa. Salakia. Napash Fayakam. Napasha Fakam. Ba. Sha'aya. La Kadash. Ba'irab. Ma'irab. Irab. Tha. Shabbathwa. Shabbathkam. Verse 33. Why Yadabar. Yahweh. Al. Mashah. Unto Moses. La Amar. Dabar. Al. Banya. Yasha'ala. La Amar. Ba. Kamasha. Ba Kamasha. Aisha. Yawam. La Kadash. Hashab Ya'aya. Hazar. Kagar. Ha Sakawath. Shabaith. Yamayam. La Yahweh. Ba Yawam. Ha Ra'a Shawan. Ma Krara. Krara'a. Kwadash. Kal. Mala'akath. Ibada. La'a. Fa'aishawa. Shabaith. Yamayam. Fakwa. Salakia. Fakwa. Rayabwa. Asha. La Yahweh. Ba Yawam. Ha. What verse?
35.
Oh, we passed it. Yeah, we done. We done past that. With the
Can't. 7 verses in the English. Verse 29. For whatsoever soul it be that shall not be afflicted in that same day, he shall be cut off from among his people.
Go ahead.
And whatsoever soul it be that doeth any work in that same day, the same soul will I destroy from among his people.
And that's what would happen. The Lord will destroy you for breaking his laws, man. Go ahead.
Card 1 card. Ye shall do no manner of work. It shall be a statute forever throughout your
Now,
generations.
that's when it was governed by our own people. Now we're ruled over by the oppressors, so now they don't give you days off when you ask for them. So try and book them as early as possible. So like, go ahead.
Card 1 card. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations in all your dwellings.
Go ahead.
It shall be unto you a Sabbath of rest, and ye shall afflict your souls.
And now this is talking about the day of atonement. You afflict your soul by no food and no drink. That's all it is. It's nothing more than that. Go ahead.
Card 1 card. In the 9th day of the month at even, from even unto even, shall
So now
ye...
you do it from sundown to sundown. Go ahead.
Card 1 card.
I believe that's coming up in, is it October?
Yes.
Yeah, around October times. Go ahead.
Shall ye celebrate your Sabbath?
And from evening to evening is when the new day starts. Go ahead.
Card 1 card. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, The 15th day of the 7th month shall be the feast of tabernacles, for 7 days unto the Lord.
Go ahead. And we got that coming up. That is gonna be we got that coming up. Obviously, we'll let you know later on. But we got that coming up. Feast of Tabernacles is September, right? The end of September. Go ahead. In what, King James Castle? In King James Castle. So lucky. Go ahead.
On the first day shall be a holy convocation.
And then obviously you'll have a feast day on the first day, and then you'll have one at the end of it as well. So some of these feast days have a closing to it, some of them don't. Tabernacles has a closing, has an opening and a closing. Go ahead.
Ye shall do no servile work therein.
Go ahead. What's some verses? What verse?
Verse 36.
Verse 36. Yeah, you have read the last 8 verses.
Yeah. Verse 36 to
That's English.
44.
I was trying to figure that out. All right, Carl. Shabaif, Yama Yum, Fakwa Rayabwa, Asha, La Yahawa, Bayawam, Ha Sham Yanaya, Makwa Ra'a, Kwadash, Yahaya, Lakam, Wa Hakorab, Wa Hakorabtham, Asha, La Yahawa, Aisha Tazarath, Hawa'a, Kal, Mala'akath, Ibada, La'a, Fa'aishawa, verse 37. Allah, Mawa'idaya, Yahweh, Asha, Fakwa Ra'awa, Atham, Makwa Ra'aya, Kwadash, La Kroya, Korayab, Asha, La Yahweh, Ayla, Wama Nakah, Zabach, Wa Nasakyam, Daba, Daba, Yawam, Baya, Wamawa.
No, I've done the same thing.
34. Ma Labad, Shabathaf, Yahweh, Wa Malabad, Matha Nawath Yakam, Wa Malabad, Kal, Nada Rayakam, Nada Yarakam, Wa Malabad, Kal, Nada Bawath Yakam, Asha, Safa Nawar, La Yahweh. 39. Ak, Become Shah, Aisha, Yawam, La Kadash, Ha Shabbat Ya'aya, Ba Asapkam, Ath, Fabawa Ath, Ha'arataza, Fakagawa, Ath, Kaga, Yahweh, Shabaith, Yamayam, Ba Yawam, Ha Ra'ash Ya'ashwan, Shabbathwan, Wa Bayawam, Ha Shema Yana, Shabbathwan, verse 40. Wala Quack Thumb, Lakam Bayawam, Ha Ra'ashawan, Parya, Itazah, Hadar, Kapath, Famar, Rayam, Wa'ai Itazah, Ibath, Rabaya, Nakal, Washamak, Thumb, Lapanya, Yahweh, Alahayakam, Shaba'ith, Yamayam, Wa Kaga Thumb, A for Wa, Kaga, La Yahweh, Shabaith, Yamayam, Ba Shana, Ka Quath, I Walam, Ladar Rath Yakam, Bakadash, Hashabai Ya'aya, Fakar Gawa, Afawa, 42, Basakath, Shabawa, Shaba'ith, Yamayam, Kal, Ha'ar, Zarak, Bar Yasha'ala, Yashabawa, Bar Sakath, 43, yeah? Lama'ain, Yada Aiwa, Darath Yakam, Kaya, Basakwath, Hawash Shabathia, Af, Banya, Yasha'ala, Ba, Hawatazar, Ya'aya, Awatham, Ba'a, Ratazar, Matazar Rayam, Anaya, Yahweh, Alahayakam, verse 44. Wa Yadabar, Masha, Ath, Matazadaya, Yahweh, Al, Banya, Yasha'ala. And yeah, that's it. Right?
All right, so we're going to finish off with these verses in the Hebrew, then we're going to do the prayers and wrap it up. So no, in the English, go ahead.
Some verses in the English, verse 36. 7 days ye shall offer, Salakia, 7 days ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. On the 8th day shall be an holy convocation unto you, and ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord.
So this chapter is all about the feast days and what we will do on the days. Go ahead.
Khan. It is a solemn assembly, and ye shall do no servile work therein.
That word, no servile work therein. Servile work. That's key. Servile work. Go ahead.
These are the feasts of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be a holy convocations.
These are the feasts which is holy convocations. See how the world goes crazy for Christmas and Easter. These are the things we're supposed to go crazy for. So let's go ahead.
To offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord, a burnt offering and a meat offering, a sacrifice and a drink offerings, everything upon his day, beside the Sabbaths of the Lord, and beside your gifts, and beside all your vows, and beside all your free offerings, which ye give unto the Lord. Also in the 15th day of the 7th month, when ye have gathered in the fruit of the land, ye shall keep a feast unto the Lord 7 days. On the first day shall be a Sabbath, and on the 8th day shall be a Sabbath.
Go ahead. So on the first day and the last day will be a Sabbath. Go ahead.
And ye shall take you in the first day the boughs of goodly trees, branches of palm trees, and the boughs of thick trees, and willows of the brook. And ye shall rejoice before the Lord your God 7 days.
Go ahead.
And ye shall keep it as a feast unto the Lord 7 days in the year. It shall be a statute forever in your generations. Ye shall celebrate it in the 7th month.
And we got the calendar back there. So all the dates, if you need them, you can. When you go back there, just look on the calendar with all of them there. So like, go ahead.
Ye shall dwell in the booth 7 days.
And back then, when we was coming out of Egypt, we dwelt in booths 7 days. Now you got people today that think they're keeping the Feast of Tabernacles, whereas there it told you what to make it with. It didn't say get a tent from Argos. It didn't say that in the scripture. It didn't say get a tent from Argos. Where else did they get their tent from? It didn't say get a tent from Argos in there. It said you make it with what? Willow and all of those kind of things. So if you're not making it that way, you ain't keeping no Feast of Tabernacles. You got some people that think staying in a caravan and sleeping in a tent from Argos. No, that's not Feast of Tabernacles, man.
Right.
So okay, go ahead. Up there, it told you what you make it with. It's a trees of what? Go to what it said you make it with.
Verse 40, and ye shall take you on the first day of the boughs of goodly trees.
The boughs of goodly trees.
Branches of palm trees.
Branches of palm trees. You don't find those in August. So okay, go ahead. You can't click and collect palm trees. You got these fake Israelites sleeping in tents thinking they're keeping tabernacles. No, you're not. So like, go ahead.
And the boughs of thick trees and willows of the brook.
And willows of the brook. Go ahead.
And ye shall rejoice before the Lord your God 7 days.
You ain't doing none of those, man. I'm telling you that the August tents are lucky.
Right.
You ain't doing none of those.
It's the home, the bargain tent.
Yeah, that's the one.
You need to set that tent up fast.
Yeah, you just put the things in and it goes up. Go ahead.
Verse 41. And ye shall keep it a feast unto the Lord 7 days in the year. It shall be a statute forever in your generations.
Go ahead.
Ye shall celebrate it in the 7th month. Ye shall dwell in booths 7 days. All that are Israelites born shall dwell in the booths.
Regarding the booths, go ahead.
That your generations may know that I made the children of Israel to dwell in booths.
Go ahead.
When I brought them out of the land of Egypt, I am the Lord your God.
There you go. And these is all the Lord's feast days, and we keep every last one of them. Is
one more verse. 44.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Read 44 in the Hebrew, so we've read 43. In
the go. Yeah, finish. Read that last verse.
Can't. And Moses declared unto the children of Israel the feasts of the Lord.
So this chapter is the feast of the Lord. Right. Ariola, home.
SHALAM.
SHALAM, which means to Israel. Ariella Horn. There you go, Ariella. All right, so we're gonna do the prayers in the Hebrew and the
Where's
English.
the blessings? Yeah, you're doing the blessings.
Nah, yeah, we'll do that one last. That was last.
So, we face the east.
Rise and face the east.
It's the Lord's Prayer. Abba Noah, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Haya, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Tabah, Ratazaka, Haya, Aisha, Barataza, Kawa, Haya, Bashamayam, Nathan Lenoah, Laham, Kaliwam, Wasalak Lenoah, Kawabot Noah, Kasalak Noah, Kawabot Noah, Wala, Rabaya Noah, Asana Yawan, Abad, Awashai Noah, Mayan Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Wa Allah, Watai Prath, Lai Walam Yam, Aman.
In English, our
Father,
in heaven,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Hakak, the power. Yehovah Hashem Yahushai, Baba Kasha, Nathan Lanoah, Hakak, Larapaha, Kalmakala, Wakal Madawa, Hakak, Lataha, Amatazariam, Hakak, Lahakayam, Hamatiam, Hakak, El Kawat, Amatala, Nagarashan, Hashem Yahushai, the water. Amen.
In the English, Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushua.
The power to heal.
All manner of sickness. All manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. Cast them out. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you. So be it. The blessings. Barakatah Yahweh, Wa Yahushai, Wa Mayakala, Wa Alahayim, Matazabaya, Alawap Yahanna, Ha Alawap Yam, Asaranyam, Akatazayanyam, Akayalayam, Wa Akwatyam, Yehovah Hashem, Yahushai, the water, Amen.
In the English, bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And
Yahushai.
Michael. And the angels.
Commanding General Yahanna. The generals. The captains. The officers. The troopers. And the sisters. Yahweh. In the name of Yahushai. Thank you. So be it. Psalms 121. Ashahayanya, Al-Hahariya, Mahayan, Yabaha, Isaiah, Mayam, Yahweh, Aisha, Shamayam, Waharataza, Aliyatan, Yamawat, Ragalka, Aliyanawam, Shamaka, Panaha, Laha, Yanawam, Walaha, Yayashan, Shawama, Yashara, Yahweh, Shamaka, Yahweh, Tezalka, Aliyad, Yamyanka, Yawamam, Hashamash, Laha, Yakakaka, Wairak, Baliala, Yahweh, Yashamaka, Makalrai, Yashama, Atabashka, Yahawa, Yashama, Tazahatka, Wabawaka, Aita, Wide, I will love. Amen.
In the English. I will lift up my eyes.
I will lift up my eyes unto the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
Cometh from Yahweh.
My help cometh from Yahweh.
Made heaven and earth.
Which made heaven and
Thou
earth.
not suffer thy foot.
Thou not suffer thy foot
To be
remove.
moved. He that keepeth thee.
He that keepeth thee
will not slumber.
will not slumber.
Behold, he that keepeth Israel.
He that keepeth Israel
shall neither slumber.
shall neither slumber
Nor sleep.
nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade.
Yahweh is thy shade
Upon thy right hand.
upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
Nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee.
Yahweh shall preserve thee
From all evil.
from all
He
evil.
shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
And thy coming in.
and thy coming in.
This time forth.
This time forth.
Even forevermore.
Even forevermore.
So be it.
So be it. Psalms 83. Alahayim, Al Damayalaka, Al Zakarash, Wahal, Tashakwa, Al Kayahana, Awayab Aka, Yahama Yawan, Rahash, Al Imaka, Yaira Yaiwam, one more, Sawada, Wayat Yai Tazawa, Tazawa. One Yaka, Aharwa, Lakawa, Wanakayadyam, Magawa, Walaha Yazaka, Sham Yashurala, Iwada, Kaya, Naiwa Tazawa, Laba, Yakadwa, Al Yaka, Ariyat, Yakaratwa, Alya, Adawam, Wayashamai, Alya, Alayam, Alayam, Mawaba, Waha Garyam, Gabal, Waimawan, Waimalak, Kalashada, I'm Yashabya, Tazawa, Yamashawa, Darawa, Imam, Hayawa, Zarawai, Labanya Lawat, Salah, Aisha Laham, Kamadian, Kayasa Sarah, Hayabyan, Wanakal, Wayashwan, Nashamadwa, Bayan Dahara, Hayabyan, Salakia, Hayawa, Daman, Adama, Shayatma, Damwa, Nadayabana Mawa, Kairab, Wakaza Wakazaba, Wakatazal, Manai, Kalnasaya, Kamwa, Asha, Amawa, Nayarasha, Lanawa, Nawat, Alahaya, Shayat Tamwa, Gagala, Kagwash, Rapanya Rawanda, Kayash, Sabaira, Yaira, Wakalapa, Kalahat, Harayam, Kan Sarat, Dapma, Basairaka, Wabasa, Wabatka, Sabahalam, Walaha, Panaham, Walawan, Wahai Bakwashwa, Shanka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Wayabahalwa, Aid, Waya Shaparwa, Waya Habadwa, Waya Daiwa, Kaya Atta, Shamka, Yahawa, Labadka, I Yawan, I call Aratiza. Amen.
In the English, Keep not thy silence.
Keep not thy silence.
O
Yahweh.
not thy peace.
Not thy peace.
Be not still.
Be not still.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
For
lo,
thine enemies.
make
a tumult.
Make a tumult.
They that hate thee.
And they that hate thee.
Have lifted up the head.
Have lifted up the head.
Taken crafty counsel.
They have taken crafty counsel
Against thy people.
against thy people.
And consulted against thy
And
hidden ones.
consulted against thy hidden ones.
They have said.
Come.
And let's cut them off.
And let's cut them off.
From being a nation.
From being a nation.
In the name of Israel.
In the name of Israel.
May be no more.
May be no more.
Remembrance.
Remembrance.
They have consulted together.
With one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom. The Ishmaelites. Of Moab. And Agareen. Moab. And Ammon. And Amalek. The Philistines. With the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur. Also joined with them. They have opened the children of God. Salah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites. And the brook of the sun, which perished at Endor.
They became as dung.
They became as dung for the earth.
Make their nobles
like Oreb, and like Zeb. Yea, and all their princes, as the bar, and I tell them, you said, let us take ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession. All my power, made them like a wheel, like a stubble before the wind, as the fire burning for wood, and as the flame set the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, make them afraid with thy storm, throw their faces with shame, that they may see thy name, O Yahweh. Let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, his name alone, is Yahweh, of the Most High, of all the earth. So be it. Curses.
Bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
King of heaven and earth.
King of heaven and earth.
And all things living.
Yahweh.
In
the name of Yahweh.
Listen to us now.
Listen to us now.
Right now.
Right now.
Send evils.
And curses.
And
punishment. And destruction. To the heathen. Speak against us. Thy prophets. The teachers. The princes. The priests. The Israelite brothers. And the school. Send evils. And curses. And punishment. And destruction. And heathen. And shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel. And refuse to give to the school. Force their riches. To enter into thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the Edomites and the nation and their drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, and the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinheads, Muscomatazzi, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, that's the space program, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street, open up the internet, and the airwaves, cable access channels, and radio channels. Convince the spirit of thy people, seek to stop us, and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way, try to stop us from broadcasting your word throughout the earth. Let loose all the plagues, those who go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plagues shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahushua, Michael, Gabriel come down with the flying saucers, punish all the heathen that come up against us, and speak thy word. Cause we know by all that is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media throughout the whole world. Cause them shake like thy coming. In the name of Yahushua, thank you, always, so be it.
Blessings to bless Israel. Yahweh.
Hashem. Yahushua.
Rattanawa.
YAHANNA.
Al-Bayaf.
And Parim. Barak,
Rabah,
Rabah,
Magan,
Magan, Magan,
Hashem,
Yahushai,
Tawana,
Aman.
Aman. What we just said was Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, bless us and Israel and the school. Bless, heal, shield, and protect. In the name of Yahushai, thank you, so be it.
Men of Israel, I imagine Shabbat, I imagine Barak,
Yahweh Hashem Yahushai Barakatam.
Yahweh Hashem Yahushai Barakatam, Yajam Matah, Sa, which means to turn, face the sisters. Men of Israel, I imagine Shabbat, I imagine Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, Yajam Matah. Class dismissed.
No, just click end broadcast.